Okay, so I've been recording videos for tonight, and I've done Surya A and Surya B, Surya Namaskar A and Surya Namaskar B, Sun Salutation A and Sun Salutation B that are involved in a lot of yoga sequences. They're not necessarily anything creative. They're a pretty standard sequence, and most teachers incorporate them into their practice. Most practitioners incorporate them into the practice. But sometimes yoga is just about having fun and enjoying and feeling and exploring kind of your own self. So I thought I'd also explore some of my favorite postures, or some of the postures that I think is most fun. So this last video, I'm going to explore crow and bakasana and crane. And crane is called different things in different types of yoga, but I'm going to talk us through both of those postures and show you how to do them. So in bakasana, crow posture, that is, there's an A and a B form, and they're approachable. You can approach them, anybody can approach them, and there's lots of bus stops along the way if you can't get into full crow today. But here is the ideal situation for crow. So in crow, you're going to come into kind of a crouching position. Sometimes you can get ready, you can come into malasana, which is it's called garland pose or squat, to kind of begin opening the hips. You can use your elbows to press into those hips, and you can also use those elbows and knees to traction the spine upward. That's a good way to open up. Also even working on some of that ankle mobility. So anyways, as you do that, you can fall into this malasana squat, dropping your palms, and keeping the arms straight is ideal. But if you're not there yet, you can begin to kind of wiggle your way down. As you wiggle your way down, you're gonna bend your elbows, press your knees, the inside of your knees into your triceps. So you're working almost your knees into your armpits. Then pick up your heels, plant the palms, and lean forward. As you lean forward, you're gonna pull in that belly and begin to work maybe one toe lifted, maybe the other, and eventually both. So I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see it from the side. So a bus stop along the way is coming into that malasana squat, getting down as low as you can, and just playing with the weight distribution. Tip and lift, tip and lift. And if you feel like you've got it all, bend those elbows, use the elbows as those triceps, the backs of the tops of the arms, as a little shelf. Tip forward and pick both of your feet up. Now, the trick to that, and picking both feet up without falling on your head, is really engaging the pelvic lock and the core lock. Pulling in the belly, you almost begin to round the spine. So if you have that, if you have this shelf, and you can lift into this pretty easily, bakasana, then you begin to work the arms straight. The knees come into the armpits. As you no longer rely on your arms as a shelf, you press into those fingertips and lift. As you do this, you begin to work for 5 breaths, staying in this bakasana. So give it a try. Straighten the arms, pull in the belly, send the knees into the armpits, and come into bakasana. Stay here for 5 breaths, pulling in the belly, beginning to round the spine. As you find the 5th breath, shoot the legs back, come into chaturanga. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. All right, that's bakasana, crow pose. Give it a try. Then we'll come into something called crane. This is also one of my favorite postures. So the best way to approach it, I found, and kind of working a little opening, is coming into side angle first. So first we'll come into right crane. So left feet parallel to the back of your mat, right toes facing forward. Begin to put a bend into that right knee, dropping the right hand either to the inside or outside of your foot, keeping an opening, stretching that left arm, and spiraling the chest toward the ceiling. Thumb facing up, pinky facing down. Taking a few breaths here, 5 maybe the front, to use the back of that shoulder to press into the knee further opening the hips, further spiraling that chest to open. As you find this side angle, you can begin to sweep this left arm, palm facing forward, back. As it begins to face back, then you start to face the thumb down. Rotate it down behind you, pressing it down as much as you can, and then relax that left shoulder. Then sweep this right arm back behind you. Begin to get as low as you can as you sweep it back. Grab, so the right hand meets the left. Clasp those. Then you begin to look forward. As you look forward, look at those right toes. As you look at those right toes, gracefully as you can, begin to step the left toes forward. Left toes to meet the right. Now, as you meet those left toes and right toes together, I'm going to turn this way. You don't necessarily have to turn this way. As you meet left and right feet together, begin to put pressure, all of your force into that left leg, left foot grounding down. Begin to pick up the right foot. As the right foot picks up, engage again that core. Bring your knee into your chest and lift off. Remember, many bust ups along the way. You can stay there, or you can begin to straighten that left leg. Right leg begins to come up. Then use the back of that right elbow to press on the inside of that right knee. Left leg strengthening. As you rise, you can stay here, or you can begin to lift and lengthen that right leg, coming into crane. As you find that crane, opening the chest, then dropping back down, right foot to meet left, coming down and exiting as gracefully as you entered, back through that side angle, coming up and closing the posture off. Now moving to the left side in crane. So right foot parallel to the side of your mat, left leg stepping out, left foot planting forward, maybe measuring yourself. Your ankles and your wrists should line up. Then beginning to put a bend into that left knee, dropping that left palm down to the outside or inside of that left bent leg. Maybe use the back of that tricep, the back of that left arm, to press into your knee to further open those hips. Right arm up and over, bicep by the ear, pinky facing down, thumb facing slightly up, beginning to spiral that chest towards the ceiling. Staying here for a few breaths, working on an opening. Then, as you find that opening, beginning to sweep that right arm back behind you, dropping it, relaxing that shoulder, then sweeping that left arm underneath the thigh, hook and grab the right hand, glancing down at your left big toe, stepping that right foot to meet the left. As you do that, I'm going to spin this way. You can stay forward. As you do that, beginning to press into that right foot, beginning to pick up the left foot, putting all of your weight in that right leg, grounding down through the left foot, beginning to pick up that left foot. So you're working to pull in through the core, pulling that left knee up. Staying here, beginning to work, open that left hip. As you open that left hip, you now can begin to lengthen that left leg, coming into crane on the left side. So extending that left leg, pointing through the toe, coming back down as gracefully as you can, exiting the same way that you came in. And there you have it. Bakasana and crane on your right and left side.